Hey guys, PDC here back for the final game of Smogon Tour 16. Diamond and Pearl, BKC versus Budoosh. Let's get this one started right away. Let's see how this one's going to turn out. Now, BKC is going to start off with a lead Zapdos. Now, usually lead Zapdos are either Scarfed or Life Orb variants, and Budoosh is going to lead with an Azelf. Now, we'll have to see what this one does. Obviously, he's going to Stealth Rock. Azelf could explode also, but I doubt Budoosh would ever do that. Could explode here is what I meant to say. Really not too much to go on here. I don't know if BKC is going to risk it exploding or something like that. But instead, he goes for another Thunderbolt. And Azelf goes for a Rain Dance. That's interesting. Never seen someone bring Rain Dance to the finals of something like Smogon Tour in, Diamond and Pearl, especially when you're playing someone like BKC. But Rain Dance is a very dangerous style, and someone like Azelf could, it gives off an easy, speedy advantage. Almost an immediate Rain Dance, provides rocks, and with rocks and Rain Dance up, if it has, Budoosh is always going to have some stuff that spams Hydro Pump. So if BKC does not have something that can either A, tank Hydro Pump, or B, KO back and tank, then he's in a lot of trouble here. The Budoosh is obviously going to have things like Kingdra to back him up, so a Kingdra and Rain with a Hydro Pump is probably going to be paired with Life Orb or Choice Spec, so that's going to really put BKC at a huge disadvantage if he does not have something that can take it. So, let's see what Budoosh is going to bring in. And he brings in a Kingdra, pretty much suspected, and he goes for the Hydro Pump and absolutely destroys Heatran, no doubt there. This is a Life Orb variant Kingdra, so this is going to be pretty flexible with its moves. We'll have to see what it does. With Stealth Rock on its side, this could really be dangerous. This could be a quick, clean sweep for Budoosh, and he could bring home the trophy just like that. So, Venusaur comes in, which will probably be able to tank a Draco Meteor pretty easily. It probably shouldn't get OHKO'd by it, unless it's a physically defensive version. I'm pretty sure Venusaur is going to be able to tank a Draco Meteor. So we'll have to see what it does here. I believe BKC has no choice but to stay in here. There's no way I would switch out. I mean, you could play around it, but I don't know where that would get you. Heatran's dead. I don't know if BKC has another Dragon Resist or something else to tank it. And I would just stay in, because you're just weakening your pretty much only real check to this thing. It's not much is going to be able to handle this, unless he has something like a Vaporeon or something like that in the wings, or a Blissey, but I would have brought Blissey out by now. So this is pretty obvious to see that BKC doesn't have a clean-cut counter to this thing. So, goes to the Draco Meteor, does a nice 67%, and BKC gets a sleep off. So that means Kingdra is going to be crippled, and that is probably one of the biggest threats that it can possibly meet on BKC's team. And with its asleep, that's going to take a huge amount of weight off of BKC's shoulders. And that could bring BKC back into the game, but it's obvious Kingdra is not going to be the only rain sweeper. Other things like Kabutops or Ludicolo and things like that are going to put BKC in a hard-pressed place, especially with Venusaur weakened. Now, BKC is going to bring in his Hippowdon to get the sand up and hopefully nullify the rain, but Budoosh brings in his Ludicolo, which is going to absolutely stomp on Hippowdon. BKC really cannot risk it staying in. Of course, I guess he could go for the Stealth Rock here, but I don't know if Hippowdon, even Special Defense, will be able to live a Life Orb Hydro Pump. Although Ludicolo is not too strong, it's definitely strong enough to deal at least 90% of this thing. So I don't think BKC can really afford to stay in. He could easily just sack off Venusaur here, because Venusaur is not going to be doing too much anymore anyway. Not going to be living too many moves from anything, so I'm pretty sure that there's not much he can do. Budoosh could easily just Rain Dance up here again and, start the madness up again and put BKC in a really hard-pressed place. I am not sure how BKC is going to be able to win this match unless he has something up his sleeve or is able to easily play around Ludicolo, which probably is not going to happen. Rain Dance, a pretty good clutch move here for Budoosh. So, like I said, sack Venusaur and he brings in a Jirachi. Jirachi, I'm not sure what it's going to do here, but it goes for the Protect, which shows me that it is indeed a specially defensive variant. I don't know any Jirachis that carry Protect and are not specially defensive, even in Gen 4. So BKC is going to get the spin off, and he's going to take out the rocks from his side of the field with Starmie. Now that the Stealth Rocks are gone, that could alleviate some, of the weight off his shoulders. Zapdos could be much more clutch here, especially if it's a bulkier variant, but even a bulky variant of Zapdos, especially in Gen 4, they're usually physically bulky, so a Hydro Pump could clutch and clean it up right there. Budush goes for the Hydro Pump, and he misses Starmie. That could be clutch, but I don't know how Starmie's going to survive something like a Draco Meteor. Budush keeps going for the Hydro Pump, expecting something like a switch or maybe something like that into Jirachi to get the special attack drop. Budush reveals he has Dragon Pulse, so that's a much more accurate move to go for. We'll have to see what this goes on, you know. Pretty sure this is 3 attacks Kingdra. Prior Rain Dance is his 4th move. Starmie is actually beating the Kingdra. I never thought I'd say that, but Starmie might actually beat the Kingdra due to Budush's fear that his special attack will be dropped on a clean Jirachi switch and it will not be able to break through it. Jirachi and Zapdos and Starmie, all 3 key Pokemon here. I don't know how long BKC is going to be able to keep Starmie alive, though, for. So we'll have to see how that works. Rain is still up, but not for too long because there's no more Damp Rock in play. And Budush goes for a Hydro Pump and cleans a nice 66% off of Starmie. Starmie's pretty weak now. Ludicolo comes in. Rain Dance is back up, ready to wreck again. Pretty sure BKC cannot afford to keep Starmie here. His other 2 Pokemon, I believe, one is Zapdos and Hippowdon, but we have his whole team revealed here, and Budush ends up missing another Hydro Pump. This is really putting him into a corner. I would guess he has to have Giga Drain in there somewhere, so I don't know. It easy to just heal up right here, but with Jirachi in the wings, that may not be possible. We'll have to see what this leads to. BKC looks like he's in a pretty big disadvantage here, but we have Ludicolo, we have, I believe, Kingdra is still alive, not healthy, but it's alive, and it's alive enough to do a huge amount to Jirachi, Zapdos, and, what is it? His other Pokemon is Hippowdon, easily. And Budush is probably not done with the Rain Sweepers either. He probably at least has 2 more in there, or his whole team, you know, could be just rest of the Rain Sweepers. Rain's still up. Budush is obviously going to go for the Hydro Pump and try to weaken this especially defensive Jirachi. Hydro Pump is 60%, and BKC shows the Wish. Jirachi's not going to be weakened anytime soon, thankfully it's Wish and Protect, which allows BKC to easily be able to survive whatever's coming in next. Of course, whatever coming in next could be something like a Doug Trio, because this is Rain Dance. And guess what? It's a Doug Trio. Now, as you can see, everyone in the chat is freaking out, because this could be the end of BKC. A Doug Trio, a CB Doug Trio, could clean up Jirachi that's especially defensive, and take it out easy. BKC is going to have to hope for something like a Paralysis to beat this thing, and we need that. If BKC does not get a Para here, then he loses. Flat out a loss. There is no way he can win here. So, we'll have to see how this is going to work out for him. I don't think BKC is going to be able to come out of this alive. It's a Choice Band variant, because I know Ironhead, unless it invests quite a bit in attack, is not going to OHKO a Doug Trio. If it were a bit frailer, maybe, but this Jirachi probably does not invest in any sort of attacking ability anyway. So, of course, I believe Jirachi will live at least 1 Earthquake. Even, unless it's like Choice Band Adamant, I believe it's going to live 1 Earthquake, but we'll have to see how much it does. If Doug Trio goes down, that could be a turning point, because I know BKC has a Zapdos. If it's fast enough, it could easily turn the tables on Kingdra and Ludicolo. We'll have to see how this goes out. 85%. This is probably... Oh, it's a Life Orb variant. If that was Choice Band, that could have been it. But he gets the Paralysis, and you can see the whole chat is chanting Shake It Up, because, I mean, who else to blame? But he gets the Paralysis, and that's the turning point in the game. Easily. The most key turn, possibly. That Paralysis is what allows BKC to win. That Life Orb Doug Trio could have Stone Edged pretty much Zapdos to hell. He would have been forced to go to a Hippowdon. Ludicolo could have got the Rain Dance up, or Kingdra, or this other Pokemon could have got the Rain Dance up. Actually, we have 2 unrevealed, so he goes to Kingdra, probably to get up a clean Hydro Pump up on this. Now, we'll have to see how this goes. Budush is going to land the Hydro Pump for once, and takes out the Jirachi. So, Zapdos is going to come in. Now, this is a faster Zapdos. This could have definitely, you know, this could turn the tables here. This could definitely turn the tables. We'll have to see what's going on. This could be the turning point of the game. If this is a fast Zapdos, if it's like a Choice Scarf or something weird like that, you know, this could definitely win BKC the game. Now, it looks like the tables are turned. Budush probably has a third rain sweeper, or at least another rain sweeper in here somewhere. So can just faster or something and get up a rain dance, or I can just go straight for a hydro pump or something like that, and the other Pokemon can clean it up. Budush obviously has the number advantage and the unrevealed advantage. Hazards are not up on either side of the field. BKC has up a Powdon and a Zapdos to hold off at least 2 other rain sweepers or 1 other rain sweeper. Again, slow Zapdos, BKC might just end right here. And Qwilfish and a Jill Zap, please. And, gee, wow. Now, as you can see, this guy, he can spam the chat later, but that's pretty funny. Now, this is just trash-talking Budush now. BKC, he might be able to win. He might be able to win. There's not too much to talk about here. Trying to get a clean point across. We'll have to see where this goes. BKC could definitely win here if it's fast. Budush is taking quite a bit of time, and it turns out BKC is faster. Comes Agility Zapdos, in comes Agility Zapdos. Going for the hidden power. BKC is going to switch out to a safer Pokemon than Powdon. So, we'll have to see how this is going to go. BKC could turn the game around right here, but we don't know. I think this is turned into a 50-50 with those Hydro Pump misses earlier in the game. So, we'll have to see how this is going to work. Pretty sure BKC has no choice but to stay in with a Powdon here, maybe slack off, which he does, and in comes a Qwilfish. That's probably not going to be able to break through a Powdon unless it gets to a +2 or it has something like a stray Hydro Pump, but I'm pretty sure that'd be a physical attacker. Hippowdon is definitely going to be able to beat a Qwilfish, even if it was weaker, it would definitely be able to beat a Qwilfish. I don't believe Qwilfish has any way of OHKOing a Powdon unless this was in the rain or something and it had Hydro Pump, and this was a physically defensive variant. But even if it was especially defensive, BKC has a good chance of winning. Now, Qwilfish could also explode. That's also an option. I completely forgot. I'm looking at the chat here. These guys are good at predicting this. I'm pretty sure, though. Actually, no. I know why they're doing this is because Budush's team was actually leaked. I actually don't really... I'm gonna come as a surprise. I mean, like, really. Tisk. They leaked Budush's team, so BKC had a pretty good idea of what was coming. So, I mean, Budush could explode here, and he could pretty much end it. Have to see how that goes. Taking some time. This is a pretty good prediction game. I think Budush is just going to go straight up for the explosion. I don't know if that will kill Hippowdon, though, even if max attack and Life Orb. I'm not so sure if this is a physically defensive Hippowdon. I believe that it could be able to survive an explosion, but if it's not, it could die. Explosion is still at its prime power in Gen 4, and it goes for the explosion, and Hippowdon falls just like that. So it's up to Zapdos against Zapdos. Depends on who gets the better rolls or who's the faster Zapdos. I think BKC can easily bring it through, but Budush's Zapdos probably has Thunder because this is a rain team, so he has a chance of paralyzing him and winning. This could be it. This could be the very end right here. Budush may be faster and he may not be. All comes down to this. We'll have to see what's going to go down. The final turns of Smogon Tour 16, and BKC is faster. I personally went on for the Thunder Paralysis, as that was really one of the only ways, though. Alright, man, we don't know BKC's team, or we don't. And there you go. The win of BKC. It's kind of hard. I actually knew BKC's team quite a while before this game, but... The reason I said Thunder was that I knew BKC's Zapdos was faster because I knew the game and the whole team before. But good game. BKC comes away with the clutch outspeed Thunderbolt. If Budush knew that he was slower, he would have probably been forced to go for a Thunder Paralysis and win. But anyway, that was the game. A really exciting game too. And BKC comes victorious. The champion of Smogon Tour 16. He's been going at this for how long? And he wins Smogon Tour 16. Congratulations, Kevin. The music I will put in this video is just for you. So I hope you enjoy this video just as much as I did making it. Hope everyone else enjoys it too, but if you don't like the music, then just turn it out. But anyway, good game, BKC. Good game, Budush. Both amazing players. Definitely great for making it to the finals of a tournament like this. And next time this tour will be on, and I post the finals, Hopefully, the person will let me upload it, and hopefully it'll be me. But anyway, next tour, XY, Black and White, Diamond and Pearl, and Advanced gets laid to its deathbed, sadly. I'll miss Advanced. Why not take Black and White out instead? But anyway, good game, both BKC and Budush. Like, comment, and subscribe. Congrats for BKC. And I'll see you guys on the next one.